Hey, what's up, guys? So I wanted to make a follow-up video to Project Fi service and how do I like it. And so in this video, I'm just going to pretty much share that with you guys. First, let me get the nitty-gritty out the way for those people that don't know what Project Fi is. All right, that's better. All right, so if you don't know what Project Fi is, basically it's Google's phone service, basically. It's an MVNO that piggybacks off 3 of the major carriers here in the US. Well, actually 2 of the major carriers and 1 underdog, basically. It actually uses T-Mobile, Sprint, and US Cellular. And there's not phones that specifically cater to one network. These phones that are approved to be working on Project Fi's network actually have what's called smart switch. So they switch in between 3 networks depending on which one has the strongest signal. So wherever I'm at, I'm pretty much covered with data. And it works great because I can attest to that. But yes, so first thing I want to talk about is the plans. Project Fi does not have a unlimited data service like Boost Mobile, Cricket, or Metro PCS. And some people will look at that and frown upon that. However, if you really just kind of look at your using habits, you may find something that you did not expect to see. Like me, I love having Boost Mobile because 1, it's fully unlimited. Everything's unlimited on it. Yes, I know someone's going to say it has deprioritization. Let's not get into that. It's unlimited. And I like having that, if I want to use up as much data as I want, I have the ability to, unless I reach that threshold for deprioritization. But I can use the data all I want. With Project Fi and my usage, I learned something. And it sounds weird, but I've learned that I really only top out at 5 gigs or under. 5 gigabytes of data or under is what I normally use. That's because I have home Wi-Fi. So majority, the bulk of data that I use on a day-to-day is used at home, and it's used on my home Wi-Fi, which I pay for. So with that being said, it doesn't really kill me that Project Fi doesn't have a fully unlimited plan. Yes, it has something similar to it. Because before, the way that Project Fi's plans work was that they had 5 basics, which was $20, and you paid $10 per gigabyte of usage. So, if you use like 8 gigabytes, you paid $80 for the data, $20 for the unlimited talking text, which is a bill of $100. So really, you kind of governed how you used the service. Now, one of the cool things about the older Project Fi plans was, say that you opted for the 5 gigabyte plan. So $50 for data, $20 for 5 basics means your bill was $70. And say in that month you only used 1 gigabyte of data and 5 basics, which is $30. So you were automatically credited back $40 for the rest of the data that you did not use in that bill cycle, which applied to your next bill. So you weren't always going to be paying $70 if that's what you set your plan up to be, because it fluctuated based on your usage. Now Project Fi has ditched that completely and went with a safety net. So you still get your $20 5 basics, and then you pay $10 per gigabyte. However, when you reach 6 gigabytes, they stop charging you. So you're going to have a bill no higher of $80. Not bad at all. But yes, someone will be like, well, Metro, Cricket, and Boost have unlimited plans for cheaper than that. And you're right, they do. There's a few things you get with Project Fi that you don't get with these prepaid companies. One is that you don't get a data-only SIM service with them. Now, I know people are going to be like, T-Mobile has one, and we're not talking about postpaid. We're talking about prepaid now. And with prepaid, Boost Mobile definitely does not have a data-only SIM service that they provide. Metro and Cricket, I've never heard of them offering one. I could be wrong, but I never heard of them offering one that's current today where you can just go on the website, pull it up, and see it. Project Fi does, which is a good thing, because while I have my Project Fi device, which is my Moto X4, I have my Nextbit Robin, which has the data-only SIM inside of it. I'm not going to make phone calls from 2 phones at the same time, so I don't need actual phone service on my Nextbit Robin. But I do need to have service on it if I want to use it to play games like Pokemon Go. I have the game app downloaded on this phone. Well, if I'm going to be using this phone for phone calls or whatever, and I want to have this phone functional, instead of having to have mobile hotspot capabilities open, I can have a data-only SIM. Now, the data on the data-only SIM is not free. Yes, you're paying the same rate as you are for the regular phone service. So you're paying $10 per gigabyte. and it combines into your bill. So say if I use 3 gigs on my Project Fi phone, and I use 2 gigs on my NextBit Robin. Well, that means that data service wise, I've basically used $50 plus 5 basics, which means my bill would be $70. So that, I mean, that's one pretty insane cool thing. Another cool thing about Project Fi, and I know other carriers are doing it, like Boost Mobile has, Boost Up or whatever. But Project Fi allows you the ability to either buy the phone or pay over time. You can buy a phone under, over installments. That's a really nice touch. Yes, you gotta have at least decent credit. But if you have decent credit, you'll be able to get a pretty nice phone. Now, the downside to that is that their phone selections is not very big because there's only so many devices that are Fi capable. We know the Pixel devices obviously gotta be. But then also the Moto X4 Android One series was one that was not a Pixel device that first came out on Project Fi as a non-Pixel or non-Google device, which was great, even though it's kind of a Google device because it's Android One. But then now you also have the Moto G6 and you have the LG G7 ThinQ. So you have various devices besides Pixel devices. But then you also have the Pixel devices like the 2, the 2 XL, the Pixel, the Pixel XL, and then the Nexus 6P, the Nexus 5X, and the Nexus 6 all work on Project Fi. So you kind of have a selection. It's just more Google-centric. Now, here's one of the craziest things that I like about Project Fi, and I'm really stoked about it because, yes, I may not travel a lot, but it's good to know that it works, and Android Authority actually tested this out. So one of the things that Project Fi has over Boost Mobile, Metro, and Cricket is that if I decide to take a flight with the family to Japan, my phone is going to work there. I'm not going to need to get service in Japan, and I'm not going to have to set up a VPN or anything like that. It just works. As soon as I touch down in Japan, I'll be able to use data off both my data-only SIM and my Project Fi device. And some places that have restrictions to sites do not affect Project Fi service. So like say I went to China, Facebook is not a thing that's available really in China, or China allows through their network, through their internet. So if I was to get one of their cell phone services out there, I'd have restrictions to certain sites that the Chinese government does not want their people to see. With Project Fi, there is no blockage. So I can access those things that I use in the US that's not approved in China. And that is a big plus. So you can use Project Fi overseas if you need to. And they have great rates in some countries that they have partnership with per minute use talk. But at least you know that you're able to actually use data overseas. And that's a big plus because with Boost Mobile, if I go overseas with Boost Mobile, it's not going to work. So it means I'm going to have to go and get another phone and then put a SIM card from that country into that phone and use an international number. Whereas with Project Fi, someone calls me, I'm going to get the phone call. If I need to connect to data, data is already connected. So that is a huge, huge plus over prepaid companies. So in my final thoughts, basically to close out this video, Project Fi has some good things and some bad things, just like any other carrier out there, such as Boost, Metro, and Cricket. They all have their ups and downs. But one thing I can tell you guys is that if you're not real big user on data, and you're looking for a phone that's going to have, good connection, good coverage, just about anywhere you go, Project Fi is pretty much ahead of the pack on that. With the ability to smart switch between 3 carriers, with the ability to use the device overseas, and to add on data-only SIM lines to your plan without it, being a separate line itself, or just the fact that they have it, so you can either use a tablet, you can use another smartphone, and give data services to that is a real nice touch in my book. So at the end of the day, with even having just a limited selection of devices, Project Fi is a go. And anyone out there that's wanting to try, definitely give it a shot. If you're tired of paying so much for phone service and you can manage your data usage, you'll be surprised at what you'll be paying a month for a cell phone bill. So that's it, guys. If you guys enjoyed this video, smash that like button. I am out for the night. Aloha.